Hola.
Welcome back, shitheads. I really want to drop the F-bomb every time.
Oh, what was it? It was we were listening to, we were playing part one of the ghost hunting.
Yeah.
For Isaac. He goes, I thought y'all weren't saying that. I was like, listen, it's like a game. Right. Whoever says it first loses. Right. I don't know what you're losing, but whoever says it first is out.
Josh listened to it and was like, that was ridiculous.
It was so stupid, but it was so funny. I was like, I laughed. I told him, I was like, because I listened to it while I was at work with my headphones on. So I could, just like screen it and make sure it was going to be something decent and worth uploading. I was like, I had to keep pausing it when people were in there because I kept laughing. I was like, I cracked myself up.
My sister was like, y'all should have done a better intro to explain what y'all were doing. I was like, well, first of all, Brittany hit record and didn't tell nobody she hit record. I literally just went,
hey, we're recording.
I was like, that's how it worked with every place that we went. Also, I was going to tell you, I'd have to go back and listen to make sure, but you know how when we went to I think it was the second location, I was like, I don't think the big demon person guy is here. Mm-hmm. So as soon as we pulled up there, the spirit box said, roll, wave, smell, or something like that. Mm-hmm. Roll down your window so I can smell your fear.
Ew. Ew, I don't like that.
So she calls and she's like, you don't think he was there? And I was like, why do you have to say that? Why did you have to do that?
Ew. Anyway.
It was like roll glass. I don't remember. Roll glass, wave fear, or wave smell, or wave something. Mm-hmm. I don't know, but I was like, why'd you do that? Why did you say that?
Yeah. No, thank you.
It felt different. It didn't feel like anything crazy was there.
Damn.
Anyway. But
I do definitely want to do that again. I want to do more of that because it was fun.
It was fun. We just need to find like better places.
Yeah.
Like I really think that we're going to have to get like professional about it and branch out and be like, hey, so
actually like book a place and like go. Cause I know that there's places that, you can book and go do, like an overnight, but it's like 6 hours or so. I don't know that I'd want to do anything that long, but a lot of them have like packages where you can do like 2 hours or 3 hours or whatever.
I also don't know how I feel about putting a time frame on it though. Like a 2 hour, I don't feel it may be enough. It may be too much. It also may not be enough.
Yeah.
Because we might get on the trail of something.
Yeah. I mean, I think it would depend on like how much it costs, per place or whatever. Because we could always book it for the maximum amount of time if it's affordable and like, cost effective. And then if we're 4 hours in or whatever and we're like, we're not getting anything.
Yeah.
Like it's not.
Because we ain't making money on this.
Right. Because I think
this is out of our pocket.
One place that we talked about recently that was like, it's like $175 for like 6 hours. And it's for like a group. You can have like up to, I think like 8 people in your group or something for like a private overnight ghost hunt. I think that's pretty reasonable.
I think Parker wants to take part if we do it.
Hell yeah, brother. Come on.
He hadn't said anything to me lately, but he's said it in the past.
Come on with it. I'm sure we'll get a message after this episode.
Wait, was that Nighthawk?
Oh, I don't remember.
My bad.
I don't know.
One of y'all.
Yeah.
You want my disturbing fact?
Yes.
Now?
Yes.
Okay, so I watch / listen to the Can't Sleep podcast with Selena, Spooky Boo, and Call Me Chris, okay? Mm-hmm. So, Selena told this story, and it's very disturbing. Mm-hmm. And because I had to hear it, I feel like the rest of you need to hear it. Mm-hmm. And it kind of hurt my feelings, honestly. So, she was selling a car, and this guy wanted to buy it. So, he comes to get it, And she said she didn't think he knew who she was before he got there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she didn't know, or he didn't know that she was who she is.
Yeah.
But then he got there and was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
So he works at a funeral home.
Mm.
So he informs her. I don't know if this was, I don't remember if this was, I think it was, it had to have been like one of the most recent episodes.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he informs her. Do you know how they embalm babies?
I feel like I have heard this. But proceed.
So they can't necessarily inject them.
Right.
With embalming fluid.
Mm-hmm.
What this dude said is that they will put embalming fluid in a pot, put said baby in the pot, and then turn it on low. They boil these babies. They cook in a baby. Not really, but
I mean, I just don't know how that would work.
I don't either. Like, I've seen, because I Googled it afterwards, and it was like, they will like soak cloth, like cotton or something, in embalming fluid, and then wrap the baby up in that and let it soak in.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I mean, it makes sense though, because if they heat it up, then the pores in the skin are more likely to open, and so it will soak in a little better.
Yeah.
But still, that's disturbing as hell.
Right. Yeah, that makes me feel a little weird.
I was like, what? And then here she is. At that point, she didn't have her baby yet. Like, it was on the way. She does now.
Yeah.
But like, telling this to somebody who's like about to have a baby.
Yeah. That's crazy.
I
need to ask a mortician to do something to tell me.
Oh, we should have an episode where we have we need a mortician friend.
Yeah.
All the morticians around here are old people.
Yeah.
If you or someone you know
is a mortician, wandersofweird@gmail.com.
Let us know. Let us know. I mean, there's a couple on like TikTok that share stories and stuff. Mm-hmm. There's this one dude on there, and like people will ask him questions and he'll answer questions or whatever. Mm-hmm. And he's like, I really like him.
Yeah.
I really like
Ask a Mortician. Caitlin
yes.
Doherty. I love her.
There used to be this one woman.
Are you talking about Lauren, the blonde?
She's an older lady.
Oh no, maybe not.
This lady, she's like older. She doesn't do so much anymore. She used to. She had a catchphrase, and I can't for the life of me think of what the catchphrase was. But like there was some kind of drama. But she like runs funeral homes and funeral services.
I know there's the Lauren, the mortician. She works at her dad's mortuary. She was like taking a break and decided to like start TikTok and was telling there was drama with her because she was like, hey, these are common reasons why I've seen children in mortuaries. Please don't use these,
maybe
these
it is
products.
Lauren the mortician.
I think she's about our age, maybe a little older.
I'm gonna look her up.
But basically that's what she was doing on TikTok, was like giving parenting advice and like safety advice on certain products, and is like, hey, like I've had a lot, there's been children in my mortuary and on my table, and this is what, whatever. Well, I guess she ended up getting sued over it for some reason. I don't know, but she's working again as a mortician. Like she's off of her break that she took. I think it was like a year or something.
And I see the drama that was with that one now. I'm like trying to, I don't know. It wasn't her that I'm thinking of. It was an older lady, and she didn't videos with another girl too for a little bit, but her tagline was the F word. I don't know. She said at the end of every video. I don't know.
I'm sure if I saw her, I would know.
That's gonna make me mad.
I don't know. There's something about like TikTok and people that like decide to talk about their jobs and stuff that just is like ends up being dramatic as hell.
Maybe she's not on TikTok anymore, period.
Maybe not. I don't know. she was like, this is too much for me.
I'm going to keep Googling while we're talking until I find her because that's going to piss me off.
Well, we're doing a marathon session. So there's going to be a lot of episodes recorded tonight. And
you'll probably be able to tell by the end of...
Yeah, by the time we get to, like, the Halloween episode, we're going to be so tired and tired of talking. But...
And I just want it noted.
It'll be worth it because we're very busy in October.
Oh, my gosh. Are we legitimately... Busy. Yeah, we're recording for, like...
We won't have to get back together until November.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna get together.
We'll be together. Yeah, there's, like, things we're doing together. But, like, as far as for this podcast, we won't have to get together again until November. Which will be kind of amazing to have, like, a month off.
Yes, it really will. But I'm going to be for real, and I know we say this every time, but I've got to quit waiting until the last second to get stuff done.
Yeah, I know. Me too.
It was a lot.
We did kind of slip up on our schedule though, because like normally we set our schedule for the following month at the end of a recording session, but it was so late the last time after we did the ghost hunts that there was no planning. And then we both kind of like just lived our lives for a week or two. And then we were like, hey, we really need to talk about our schedule because we have to record today because we're both incredibly busy for the rest of the like this month, you with soccer.
Yeah.
And then October is just nuts.
Yeah.
For both of us. So.
Yeah.
So yeah. So you're getting these, just know the next mini episodes will be all recorded on the same day.
Yeah.
But that's okay. We're excited for spooky season. It's going to be a very spooky night.
Can I make a confession that I said I wasn't going to make?
What?
I've said it to one person and one person only because I feel like this is very out of character for me.
Mm-hmm.
I am excited for spooky season. I love spooky season.
Uh-huh.
Bitch, I can't wait until Christmas.
I
feel it.
So pumped for spooky season. I purposely, so I posted on TikTok today my office update / thrift haul, but I couldn't include the entire thrift haul because part of it is my Halloween costume and I'm keeping it a surprise. I want to, because I'm hoping that it comes together. As I've never, like, I usually throw together a costume and it's never like this is going to take me until the party to put together because I've got to do some crafting. So
is everyone going to get it?
I hope so.
Okay.
I hope so.
It's not like something super niche. Like it's not something.
It's Disney related.
Okay.
But I'll give you, it's a character from the Haunted Mansion. I will give you that.
Are you going to be Madame Leota?
No.
Oh.
That wasn't even, I don't know. No, I'm not Madame Leota. But if I can pull it off, it will be very, very cool. And I'm so pumped about it. I found a dress last night. Because I've been looking.
Is it that big lady that wears the big fluffy dress that, like, chases all the men?
Well, she's not a big lady.
But that's who it is?
Maybe. I don't know.
The videos that I've seen, like, I've seen the movie.
Yeah.
But, like, for, like, Disney, like, the ride and stuff, she's portrayed as a bigger, like, Southern Belle lady.
It may be a different lady.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of ghosts in the Haunted Mansion.
Yeah.
So, but I've got part of the costume on the way, and I figured out how Daniel can very easily be. It can very easily be a couple's costume. Like his part of his costume was $7. It's on the way.
I haven't even given any thought to, that's a lie. I have thought about it.
I've been thinking about it for a month.
Pulled any pins on what we're going to be. I have options. I just can't decide. I really want you to dress as Elvira one year, first of all.
I would love to.
But I don't know. I am excited. I am excited for Halloween. I'm excited for spooky season because, once it really starts to cool off, it started to cool off already. Yeah. But once it really gets
yesterday,
really
pushed us
I was so excited to finally get rain because everything is so dry and so dusty, and
it's making our water taste like shit.
Well, I refuse to wash my car because every time I would, it would just look filthy because of all the dust.
Yeah.
But anyway, once it really starts to cool off, I'll get really into it.
Mm-hmm.
And once I start putting my decorations out, I'll get really into it. However, I can already feel the merriment in my soul, and I'm so ready for Christmas. And I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. But, I looked at TJ the other day, and I was like, I am excited for Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
But I am more excited for Christmas than I've ever been, I do believe. And there's no reason. It's not like I've got this big grand plan of what I want to get anybody for Christmas, or, that we have any big grand plan. We have been talking about, however, I want to take a trip. I don't know how we'll make it work because, the custody arrangement for my oldest is kind of crazy in the month of December.
Mm-hmm.
And so I want to take a trip. I found this, TJ sent it to me on TikTok, this town in, I think it's called Leavenworth, Washington. And it's like a little Hallmark Christmas town type deal. And it is so cute. But I also found one that's somewhere in Vermont.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I really just want to go to one of these places.
Yeah.
I think it would be so cool.
Yeah. I think I would love
a good Hallmark movie.
Yeah. I would love to spend Christmas somewhere that isn't my house this year, I think. I don't know.
I mean,
I'm still going to do I just don't think I'm going to be able to decorate for Christmas this year. I don't think I'm going to be able to put up a tree this year because we're taking a short mental health break now that we're in the new office, by the way.
Yay!
And it's so much better. We didn't have to move furniture. I didn't have to move a bunch of crap to get prepared for her to come over. Literally turned the chair around and popped up our little desks. And that's it.
Yeah.
But after doing this room, we both need a little bit of a reprieve. So we're going to take a little trip, and then we're going to come back and start working on living room and dining room. And considering that this one room took 3 months, I don't know. I don't project that those two rooms, that big room is going to take any less time than that.
No.
So I'm fully prepared mentally to not be able to put up a Christmas tree this year, which will be fine. It'll be okay. I can put up a small one or something, maybe bring my Barbie tree from work home, throw up my little pink Christmas tree and be like, here's Christmas.
Right.
But
are you going to be able to do Christmas breakfast over here?
I probably will, because we're not doing the kitchen. And I would at least get things situated enough that it wouldn't be a disgusting construction mess.
Yeah.
And I think by Christmas we would have enough done that it would be fine.
Yeah.
But for the foreseeable future, this house is going to be a disaster.
Oh, well.
And I just have to accept it. But
it's all for...
It'll be worth it.
Yeah.
Because, just in this room alone, because he was like, is it really raining that hard last night? Because he was in the living room. I'm in here, and I was like, I don't know. I can't hear it. I cannot hear it in here.
Right.
And he was like, man, them windows really made a difference. I was like, it's the windows. We've got new insulation.
I
was like, drywall versus paneling. I was like, I can't really hear the traffic.
Yeah. It's kind of cool outside today. I've got on leggings, a t-shirt, and a hoodie. Because I came fully prepared for the fact that, whatever temperature outside it is, it's probably going to be similar in here. Because that's just how it is during the summer.
Nice in here.
I'm almost warm.
Yeah.
Like, because it's just holding it in here.
Yeah.
Not that you've got the heat on.
No.
But, it's holding it in here. There's no draft. It's, it's great.
And it'll only improve as we go from room to room. And, like, I can't wait to see, like, my energy bills from this year versus next year.
Right. Man, it's going to be hot in here in the winter.
Yeah, it's going to be warm in here.
It's going to be great.
Yeah. You good?
My mic was moving by itself.
Oh, that was something. Whenever I first started doing the construction in here, I didn't notice any kind of uptick in any activity because it's been quiet in here. And then I come home from work and there's been a sign on the bathroom door of the bathroom in the hallway for forever. Like, it's been there for a long time.
Yeah.
And I come home and it's been ripped off of the door. Like, the hook thing, like, I had it on a command hook, and that was still on there, but, like, I don't know, it was weird, because, like, it's got the little plastic pull tabs, but it was, like, ripped in half.
So there's no way it could have just fallen. It had to have been manually
like, it's not like the command hook just kind of like the grip of it
scared the hell out
it's not like the grip of the command hook just suddenly gave way. It looked like it had been ripped in half. That little crazy. Like sticky strip.
Is that the only thing that's happened though?
Yeah. I started lighting incense again. So
that's good.
I was like, we ain't doing this.
That's good.
But yeah, I think we're on the right path. I'm really excited to get the rest of the house done. Even though construction, even though there was like a solid like couple weeks where I thought I was going to lose my mind. I think we have solved the issue that was occurring that was causing my mental anguish. And we're just going to call somebody else for help.
I'm going to be so for real with you, though. I'm so glad you chose this color for the wall.
Yeah.
You were telling me about the other color that you had picked, and I was like...
That will go somewhere in this house, but it was not the vibe of this room.
Yeah, I was like, I really like the green.
And it would not have looked good with this rug, which I decided that this rug was for this room.
Yeah.
Like, I'm decorating this room.
Ooh, it feels nice.
Around the rug.
It feels nice. Even though I have socks
on. It is. They are these. I get these on. I got one. That's the same rug, like style and all that was what was in the other room. It's so soft. It can be washed in the washing machine and it like fits in my standard size washing machine.
Nice.
And these are 6x8s or 5x8s or something like that. And also I feel like this rug fits nicely in this room because it was like, it looked huge in that room. So anyway,
I have an announcement.
Yes.
I'm a great aunt.
Oh yeah.
I don't give too much information. Cause I don't know how far the information has made it. But I am a great aunt. My great niece was born. She is
a cutie patootie first and foremost.
The most beautiful.
She looked like a little baby doll.
Perfect baby. Like, normally newborn babies.
I mean, to me, they all look the same. Most of them look the same.
They're cute most of the time. Mm-hmm. But you're just like, you look like a wrinkly old person.
Yeah.
This one, she is beautiful.
Yeah.
The most beautiful baby. I can't wait to squeeze her up one day.
I won't tell your 3 children you said that she was
they've heard me say it. They've heard me say it. None of them have caught on, though. But they've heard me say it. My kids. Gemma's getting glasses.
I said, welcome to the I Can't See Shit Club.
Yeah, she's not excited about it. She's not excited even in the slightest. That's crazy. You already know that I like threatened her. I was like, you have to be responsible.
Yeah.
You have to take care of these.
Yeah.
You cannot lose them. You cannot break them. Because if you lose or break them, you're not getting another pair till next year.
Yeah.
I said, so you've got to be responsible.
Because insurance doesn't pay for broken glasses.
Yeah, no. I definitely do have a copy of her prescription. So if need be, then I can.
There are lots of places online. Like these blue light glasses I got for $60.
I got the blue light coating on hers, but I didn't get the anti-glare because I was like, she's probably not going to need it. It's not like she's driving.
Yeah. I don't think I have the anti-glare on these, and they're fine. I know I've used them for driving, and they're fine.
So, but I just, she's not excited about it. But, oh well, she's really cute in them, though.
Yeah, she is really cute in them.
The other ones, nothing major to report, I don't guess. School, soccer, stuff, work. Yeah, I think that I don't have any upcoming trips planned.
We've got to
Tyler Childers next month.
Yeah, we're going to Tyler Childers next month. We're going to Branson
I
this
spent
month in a few weeks.
$60 damn on parking for us to still have to walk a half a mile to get to the venue.
Honestly, though, it's probably best just because of the traffic that's closer to the venue. Have you been to Geodis?
No.
It's horrible. Like, when he dropped me off for Green
and I
Day,
was thinking about it. I was like, I could save this and just have Daniel drive us. And I was like, but then me spending this is keeping him from having to be on call and ready to go.
Yeah.
And so,
well, like, we usually have, like, because he'll go and, like, Hot Wheel hunt or whatever, and then, like, when I know that, like, it's wrapping up, I'll be like, hey, you know, this song is playing, start heading this way. But because of the traffic was so bad, I still had to walk almost a mile to get to him.
So I think that we're going to be better off this way.
Yeah, because, like, the traffic is god awful.
Damn $.
We could have paid $20 to park in somebody's front yard over there. There's houses over there, and most of them like they run them as car lots during events. What they did. It's insane.
When we went to Wyoming, that's what they did. Like, because there's houses all around that fairgrounds area, and like all of them were like parking here, you know. And so like we drove around and kind of looked, but we ended up just doing like the parking that they had down the interstate, and they were bussing people over on, which was fine because it was moving rather fast and it wasn't hot and, you know, sticky or anything. But like, I didn't mind it. I was just a little peeved because we were a little bit late getting there because we didn't know what to expect in that aspect. And then he has the audacity to be like, "You want to go in this little gift shop area?" No, I want to get to the freaking rodeo that we're late for.
Yeah. That was probably like, when I walked, like, because he dropped me off basically right at the gate of Geodis. And then whenever it was like pickup time, we sent each other our locations, and then I just started walking.
Yeah.
Because I was like, there's no way.
Yeah.
Because it's not like it's downtown Nashville where there's parking lots everywhere. And like, so, yeah.
It's crazy. Anyway.
It'll be worth it, though.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
You got anything else big going on?
No. During our break, I'll be going to Branson, New Orleans.
Forgot you're going to New Orleans. I'm so jealous.
And probably even staying an extra night. It's like worked out that like it makes sense for us to just stay Saturday night too and come back Sunday.
What if I just meet you there?
Okay, we'll be there Wednesday through Sunday now, I guess.
What if I just hop on a plane and meet you there? Is Betty gonna get mad?
She's got things to do. She'll be booked and busy.
Is Kelly gonna get mad?
She's not gonna care. Because normally she goes when it's them two on a trip. She has to just go and do her own thing. So she's never had like somebody to do things like when it's something like this. So me and her, like, we're going to go to I need to order our tickets for St. Louis Cemetery No. 1. We're going to go to the New Orleans.
Be careful in that area.
Yeah. We're going to go to New Orleans.
That's right over
from Art Museum.
Yeah. That's right over from the, Armstrong Park where Congo Square is. So you can walk over into that and kind of see.
Yeah.
And there's always stuff going on.
We're staying in the warehouse district.
Okay.
So we're like not very far. And then we've all already agreed we want to go to Cafe Du Monde.
Oh, for sure. Now, listen to me.
This will be my first ever beignet.
There's going to be a line.
Oh, for sure.
Like, for sure. Forever.
Yeah.
You can either sit down and eat, or you can get in another line and pick them up at a window and walk across the street to the little park that's over there across from whatever that big cathedral is and sit there, which is what we did. You'll also notice that there is a line of powdered sugar in front of all the benches. But
I think
they literally only sell beignets and drinks. Yeah. Like, that's all they have on the menu.
Right. Yeah, no. We'll be eating beignets.
Make sure that you at least walk through bourbon.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
I know that you're not a drinker.
No.
But I feel like you at least need to experience a hand grenade.
I don't even know what's in that.
I don't either, but it's delicious. I'm like, Brittany, it's like I want to say citrusy, but it's not citrusy. I can't even explain to you the flavor. It is so good. And it's one of those that it doesn't taste like it's alcohol. It's a sneaker. Like, you drink that quicker than you've realized you've drank it. And then it's like, boom, you're messed up.
See?
So, like, you could probably, like, get a small one.
I think if I had, like, a sip of it, I'd be happy.
Yeah. Is
if
Kelly a drinker?
Else had one, sometimes.
Okay.
But they're like classy drinkers. They drink, like, a glass of wine or, like, a martini.
Well,
and I'm like, no, girl, give me a Michelob Ultra.
Send me these dates, and I'll just meet you there.
But, like, I'm not
a drinker either, but I'll down a hand grenade for you.
I'm so excited.
You hear that? I'll make that sacrifice for you so that you can have a sip of it.
Thank you for your service. Oh, Lord.
Send me those dates. I'll see what I can't figure out and see if I can just take a solo trip.
A little getaway.
I'll fly out there and meet you there. I'll start saving now.
Yeah, because you'll have to get your own room.
Yeah. Start saving now. Where I'll end up staying is going to be like forever away from where y'all are. So I'm going to have to like Uber to you.
I think we're like within a decent like walking distance of a lot of things too. So I think we'll have to
I stayed was in the warehouse district too, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. And it wasn't too bad of a walk. I could be completely off base and wrong.
The address is up there on the corkboard right behind you. One of those yellow Post-it notes.
Oh, okay.
That's where we're staying. And it's got the dates on it too.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna
look that up. Well, while you're looking that up, I'm going to dive into this week's topic. So if you've seen the episode title, you know that we're talking about NASCAR ghost stories. I have wanted to do an incredibly southern, truly redneck, spooky episode. And what better than to start with something that's been stuck on my wish list of episodes for a very, very long time. Like, since, I would say, about the beginning, about maybe early 2023, when I discovered that there is such a thing as a ghost story involving NASCAR. NASCAR isn't just about the high octane races at breathtaking speeds and a history going back to bootlegging. There's also a history of ghosts, curses, and overall unexplainable phenomena. And strap in, because our first story is Talladega. Big Bill France had a dream and money to buy an empty plot of land. He wanted to build a racetrack so good that it would put his own Daytona International Speedway to shame. Talladega Superspeedway was built in 1969, and it is said that the land it sits on was part of the Creek Nation. Our good old friend legend says that after a treaty between the Creek people and the U.S. government was broken, the Creek chief put a curse on the land where the speedway would eventually be. Now, I say to take this with a grain of salt, because I fear that sort of curse is purely it gives propaganda to make Native people look bad in the eyes of non-Native people. Whether that is actually the case, that seems to be, a recurring theme in a lot of things, is like a Native curse. And it's always thought of as a bad thing. And so I wanted to note that I've made that observation. But nonetheless, I do think there is something going on here, whether it's a Native curse or not. But anyway, back to our bestie legend says. One of the claims is that the chief died a violent death, possibly from falling from his horse nearby and cursing the land with his final breath. This legend, whether it is true or not, likely not, has been deeply rooted in the Talladega mythos and continues to be whispered among racing fans and locals. Another theory is that when Andrew Jackson, speaking of Andrew Jackson, pause, we got a phone call at work the other day. Name comes up on the caller ID, Andrew Jackson. He answers it. I was like, is this the spirit hotline? What's going on?
Right.
He answers it. Nobody there.
What?
Yeah. He was like, hello? And I was like, and then he goes, hello? And then he goes, nobody there. Hangs up. Never heard from Andrew Jackson again.
Anyway, the hotel that we stayed at last time is about a 5-minute drive or a 20-minute walk. So from where y'all are staying.
Oh, that's not bad.
So it's right around same-ish area.
Yeah.
So I'm figuring this out. I'm doing this.
Anyway, so Andrew Jackson and other Native Americans seized the surrounding land from the Creek tribe, and that caused the Creek shaman to curse the land. Yet another theory is that the superspeedway was built on native burial grounds. But nonetheless, the first race was held here on September 14th, 1969. The surface of the track was new and extremely rough, and throughout practice and qualifying, it destroyed many different tire compounds that were offered up by Goodyear and Firestone. The Professional Drivers Association, which was headed by Richard Petty, confronted France and requested that the race be postponed until the entire track could be repaved. France said absolutely not and basically dared the drivers to do something about it. He announced over the PA system on Saturday night that any driver who was not competing on Sunday should leave the grounds immediately. There was a moment of silence, broken by the engine of the number 43 hauler coming to life and pulling out, which was then followed by every regular driver at the track that was a member of PDA. There was still a race on Sunday, but it was mostly made up entirely of drivers from the companion series that had run on Saturday. The first race at Talladega the first winner of the first race at Talladega was a driver named Richard Brickhouse, who you have most definitely never heard of, and that's why. The reputation for being haunted isn't just from the alleged curse, but also from a series of strange and often unexplainable occurrences that have happened over the years. The name Talladega comes from the Creek tribe word meaning border town. Now, 1973 was a pretty terrible year for Talladega. In the spring, the Winston 500 started with a field of 60 cars, but on the 9th lap, 21 of them were wiped out in a wreck that would rival any of the modern big ones. Buddy Baker, who had been in the lead until getting caught in oil from Ramo Stott's blown engine, said the whole backstretch was cluttered with engines, transmissions, pieces of doors, and other parts. I've never seen a bigger pileup anywhere. Cale Yarborough was right behind Baker and said, I hit one car and sailed through the air, and I didn't think we were ever going to stop. Bobby Allison laid much of the blame on the oversized starting field. The extra 10 or 20 cars were needed to fill up the track. They did that all right, all over the backstretch. The accident ended the career of pioneer African-American driver Wendell Scott, who was hospitalized with 3 broken ribs, a laceration on his arm, and a cracked pelvis. In August of 1973, Talladega claimed the life of the 1972 Rookie of the Year, Larry Smith. On lap 14, Smith's car hit the retaining wall, and even though it was damaged, it looked repairable. The racing world was rocked when it was announced that he died in the seemingly innocent hit. The cause of death was listed as massive head injuries and a basal skull fracture. The most famous incident was experienced by Bobby Isaac that occurred during that same race. During the 1973 Winston 500, Hall of Fame driver Bobby Isaac suddenly pulled his car off the track mid-race, which shocked fans and his fellow drivers. When he was asked why he quit, he revealed that a strange voice warned him to leave the race immediately or meet a terrible fate. He radioed car owner Bud Moore and told him to find a relief driver. Cuckoo Marlin took over the wheel and finished 13th. He was shaken by this experience and didn't return to the track at all that day, and he was quoted as saying, "I heard voices in my head telling me to get out of the car and don't race Talladega." And he retired from the Winston Cup racing on the spot.
Oh.
Also in 1973 was terrible.
Right.
A private plane crashed into the infield, which killed the pilot and severely injured others. Many saw this as a perfect example of the track's bad luck and cemented its status as cursed for many people. 1975 saw strange tragedy at Talladega. On lap 141 of the spring race, the dominant car driven by Richard Petty hit the pits with a left front wheel bearing on fire. Petty's brother-in-law and crew member Randy Owens came over the wall with a pressurized water tank to put out the fire. When engaged, the tank blew up and sent Owens flying about 30 feet into the air and killed him instantly. Petty said, "I had just gotten out of the car and stepped across the pit wall. Randy reached over to turn the pressure on and the thing blew up. That's close to home. He was just a kid and had those two little bitty boys. The bad part about it is somewhere along the line it could have been prevented." On August 17th of 1975, Tiny Lund was driving his first Winston Cup race in more than 2 years, but he was only in for 6 laps before Lund lost control in the midst of a group of cars fighting for position and spun down into the infield. As he rested there, it was hit in the driver's side door by rookie Terry Link. Lund was pronounced dead of chest injuries in the infield care center. Link was unconscious as a result and hauled from his burning car by 2 spectators who had jumped the infield fence to assist him. It was reported that the 2 had to fight off security guards to get to him, and one was later quoted as saying, "I just didn't want the man to die." Buddy Baker ultimately won the race, but when he heard of his friend's death, Baker dropped to his knees and said, "We were fishing buddies. This is terrible. It takes all the joy out of winning this race." On May 1st, 1983, Phil Parsons and Darrell Waltrip got together on lap 71 and touched off an 11-car accident. Both cars hit the wall, but Waltrip stayed there. Parsons' car became airborne, flipped, and barrel rolled a dozen times before landing on the roof of Ricky Rudd's Pontiac. Once again, 2 bystanders, this time photographers, ran to Phil's car and pulled him to safety just as it caught fire. The car was once housed at the Talladega Hall of Fame Museum as an example of worst wreck. Things were quiet on the track in terms of the potential curse for a few years, but on lap 21 of the spring race in 1987, Bobby Allison cut a tire and the car went airborne. He said something bounced under the car and cut a tire. Up in the air it went, around backwards. There was nothing I could do. The car struck the catch fence with its underside and ripped the fence, which spewed debris into the crowd in the grandstand. Several spectators were injured and a few were hospitalized. The red flag period to repair the damage took 2 hours and 38 minutes and 14 seconds, and with the onset of nightfall, officials were forced to shorten the race by 10 laps. And in what can only be seen as poetic justice, rookie Davey Allison, Bobby's son, won the race. Fun fact, my sister is named after Davey Allison. During the spring race in 1993, which is sometimes hailed as the creation of the NASCAR curse rather than the result of a curse, after it had rained on the track, NASCAR put out the red flag, completed the track drying, and set up a restart with only 2 laps remaining in the race. It takes about 2 laps for these cars to get up to full speed. The resulting shootout would make the OK Corral look like a Girl Scout meeting. Behind the pace car were Dale Earnhardt Sr., who had been dominating the race thus far, Rusty Wallace, Mark Martin, and Ernie Irvin, who were 4 of the hardest racers of the time. At about 190 miles per hour, the 4 were bumping and banging into one another and coming down to the wire. Irvin was in the lead, followed by Jimmy Spencer. Dale Sr. had fallen back just a bit, but was coming in fast and hard.
As he would.
Right. When he reached Rusty's car, Wallace attempted to shut the door on him for 4th place, but instead the two came together, and this sent Wallace around and into the air, flipping wildly as he crossed the finish line. Finishing order was Irvin, Spencer, Dale Jarrett, Earnhardt, Joe Ruttman, and Wallace. Following the finish, Earnhardt circled the track and came back to the crash site to assist rescue workers with his friend Wallace, which I think speaks to his character. Wallace ended up with a broken wrist, concussion, facial cuts, and a chipped tooth. On July 12, 1993, there was no race, but that doesn't seem to affect whether the curse is going to unfurl its dark tendrils and touch someone. Champion the previous year, Davey Allison flew his helicopter to Talladega to watch Neil Bonnett's son, David, practice for an upcoming race. He was accompanied by a longtime family friend, Red Farmer. As the helicopter neared its landing point, witnesses reported that it suddenly shot straight up in the air, rolled to one side, and crashed hard to the ground. Farmer was seriously injured but did ultimately recover. Davey was unfortunately pronounced dead from massive head injuries the following morning. 10 years later, a court ruled that the cause of the crash was a stress break in the collective yoke, which is the device that controls the pitch of the rotor blades on the helicopter. It took 10 years for them to figure that out.
That's crazy.
2 weeks later, the Winston Cup rolled into Talladega while it was still mourning the loss of one of its brightest stars on the circuit. There were no Allisons in the field for this race. There was an awful crash on lap 70 that sent ARCA driver Jimmy Horton over the first turn wall and onto the access road outside of the track. He somehow received no serious injuries and even joked, "I knew I was in all sorts of trouble when I saw dirt flying." A part-timer who hadn't raced since the twin 125s in Daytona wasn't quite so lucky. He barely grazed Horton's car but was sent hard into the inside wall. He was hospitalized with critical head injuries and never raced in the Cup ranks again. August of 1996, with rain threatening to end the race, saw lap 117 with Dale Earnhardt leading the race, and on his right was the nose of Sterling Marlin's car. On his rear bumper was Ernie Irvin. Slight contact from Irvin turned Marlin just enough that his left front clipped Earnhardt's right rear, which sent him from the leading position straight into the outside wall, then tumbling down the track as it bounced off the wall. Along with Earnhardt and Marlin, 9 other cars ended up swept up in the accident, but Earnhardt emerged from his car in obvious pain. The seven-time champion walked unassisted to the ambulance, and his injuries included a broken sternum, a broken left collarbone, and a bruised pelvis. He would not win another race until Daytona 500 in 1998 and would never live to win another championship.
That hurt my heart so bad.
Yeah. The early 2000s saw a few accidents, but no deaths except for 2 fans staying in the campgrounds in the spring of 2006. They were electrocuted while setting up a metal flagpole. It's not unheard of for fans to do that in the infield so they can announce who their favorite driver is to the world. But unfortunately for these 2, their flagpole came in contact with a high-voltage wire. Not much occurred at Talladega again until May 4th, 2013. Nick Bauer disappeared after being seen the night before the race at Talladega. Talladega County Sheriff Jimmy Kilgore said that Bowers' remains were found shortly before noon on May 14th in a creek at the Jackson Shoals area downstream from an old dam. He said that Bowers' remains were found in tall grass in the middle of the creek by a search team that were using a helicopter to search the creek area. It was determined that no foul play was suspected in his death. As we have heard, it isn't just drivers that are possibly affected by the maybe curse of Talladega, but fans too. In October of 2013, Craig Franklin Morgan of Murfreesboro, Tennessee, died in an RV that was set up in the south campground outside the track. He and his wife, Jamie Allison Morgan, were found unresponsive inside their motorhome, the victims of carbon monoxide poisoning. Some of the other campers had noticed they didn't come out on Saturday morning and went to check on them. Jamie was found unresponsive and transported to UAB Hospital for treatment. She survived, but Craig unfortunately did not. Authorities stated that the couple's RV had a broken exhaust pipe on its generator, which had run all of Friday night. October of 2014, a 42-year-old woman went missing without a trace from the grounds of the racetrack. Lincoln police investigator Matt Hill said the 42-year-old Teresa Ben of Calhoun County was last seen in the pre-dawn hours of Sunday near the track on Speedway Industrial Drive in Lincoln. Her husband, Kevin Delaney, said he dropped her off around 2:15 a.m. on Sunday because she wanted to go to the race and he didn't. It's an odd time to be dropping somebody off in a race. She had not been seen alive after that time, and her remains were found on November 22nd, 2014, in the Jackson Shoals area of Chocolaco Creek. Am I saying that right?
Sure.
Teresa was identified, and her autopsy determined that her death was a homicide. And her killer has still not been found. Her family does have a Facebook page called Justice for Teresa. Not only do they share facts about Teresa's case, but they also share other missing and murdered women's cases as well. And I get the sense that they believe her husband definitely did it.
Sounds like it.
I mean, why? That's kind of...
Right.
Anyway. May 3rd, 2016, 2 men were found deceased in a trailer following the race. Identified as 48-year-old James Michael Cook of Tallahassee and Joshua Dewan, 19, of Crawfordville, Florida. An autopsy determined that their deaths were the result of carbon monoxide poisoning. Talladega isn't just cursed, though, but there have been some ghostly encounters that have been reported by fans, staff, and drivers. Some have said to have seen shadowy figures walking the grounds late at night, long after the stands have emptied. Lights flicker without explanation, and several track employees have described the unsettling feeling of being watched. A longtime track worker claimed to have seen an apparition in the dead of night. He described the figure as a tall man dressed in old-fashioned clothes standing near the pit lane before he disappeared into the night.
Let me close this door.
These encounters have only added fuel to the cursed fire that is Talladega. Scott Pop Top Clodfilter, who is a number 6 hauler driver, believes in the legends about Talladega and has been venturing to Talladega with the Roush Fenway Racing since 2008, and says that nearly every single trip down south he has unexplainable mechanical issues with his truck. Issues he doesn't experience anywhere but down in Alabama. He said, "It seems like for whatever reason, when I go to Talladega, either on my way to Talladega or while I'm there or on my way back, I have some kind of issue related to travel with the truck. I've broken down coming back from that location several times. I've even had to be towed out of the interstate after I left Talladega Superspeedway within about 5 miles of the speedway. We've all had troubles before with the trucks, trailers, as many miles as we have traveled, but it's just so ironic."
Also, that's Roush.
Roush. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. In 2016 or 2017, he began to have mechanical issues with the hauler before he arrived in Alabama. And those issues plagued him for the entire weekend, but when he got back to North Carolina, the issues seemed to just kind of go away. We get back to North Carolina and have those issues repaired, and there's nothing to repair because nothing's broken. There's not a doubt in my mind that something weird is going on when I go over there. Pop Top ended his interview by chuckling and saying, "Think I'm going to start trying to respect it a little bit more. Maybe I'll have better luck the next time I go."
That's crazy.
That is crazy. I don't know if I think it's necessarily cursed, but it's a lot of stuff that's happened to Talladega. Very specifically Talladega.
All right, so next we're going to talk about Dale Jr. Also, in case you aren't aware, Dale Jr. is a tiny man.
Yeah, I think Dale Sr. was a little guy.
Yeah, they're all little people.
Yeah,
I
think you have to be.
Yeah.
It would be the same as like a horse jockey,
right?
Like that's a
but it's
career
funny
that's
to me,
specific to somebody who's kind of small.
It's funny to me that if you're into racing, which by the way, it cracks me up that you were so gung ho about doing this because I've never known you to watch a race in your whole life.
90s NASCAR is like top tier, like 90s country.
But it's funny to me that if you're into it, you've got these guys like Dale Sr., Dale Jr. that are in your brain, these giants of people, not in stature, but they're big people, and then you meet them and they're just these tiny little guys and you're that doesn't work. But anyway,
I've met a lot of these drivers
have you?
Because they used to do at Opryland. They would do big NASCAR events. So I've met Rusty Wallace. I don't think I ever met Dale Sr., but I did meet Rusty Wallace, Bobby Allison, Sterling Marlin, all of those guys.
TJ met Dale Jr. one time. And he was he seems like so little.
He seems like such a cool dude.
I know.
There's a couple of Dale Jr. stories. So,
okay. So now retired Dale Jr. has a weekly podcast called the Dale Jr. Download. He had some fan questions about the topic of the paranormal, and he explained why he believes it's real. But he also talked about an experience he had behind the wheel of a race car on fire. He said, "I do believe in paranormal activity."
No,
it's right.
Yes, it's right.
He said, "I do believe in paranoia activity. That's so bad. Oh my God." "I do believe in that stuff. I think that our personalities and our souls have so much. We're so much more than just blood vessels and bones and muscle, And I feel like it's quite possible that in certain situations when we die, our bodies die, that maybe there's a spirit capable of continuing on in certain situations, not all the time. So haunted places, sure, I believe there's quite possibly some haunted places in this world, but I don't think I've ever encountered a spirit or seen a ghost with my own eyes." His co-host Mike Davis probed him some, and Earnhardt reconsidered his statement and said he's still not sure about seeing a spirit, but he definitely believes he felt one. At Sonoma Raceway in 2004, Earnhardt was behind the wheel of a Corvette in a car even when he crashed and his car almost immediately burst into flames. He made it out okay, but he's confident that someone pulled him out of the fiery wreck despite there being video footage of him being alone and getting out of the car by himself. I do think I remember hearing that.
Yeah, I had heard, I saw on Reddit somebody talk about this, and I was like, I need to find this.
When I wrecked in the Corvette in 2004 at Sonoma, it caught fire. Somebody pulled me out of that car. And I thought that it was a corner worker because I felt somebody put their hands under my armpit and some pull me out of the car. I didn't get out. I don't have any memory of myself climbing out of the car. And I remember sort of moving in motion, going to lean forward and trying to climb out of the car. And then something grabbed me under the armpits, pulled me up over the door bars, and then let go of me. And I fell to the ground, and there's pictures of me laying on the ground next to my car. I know that when I got to the hospital, I was like, who pulled me out of the car? I got to say thanks to this person because it was a hand. It was physical hands grabbing me. I felt it and there was nobody there. When he was told that there was no one there helping him, he responded by saying bullshit. And he said he clearly remembers how it happened. He also elaborated on his feelings about Sasquatch and feels pretty confident that no such creature exists, but that doesn't mean that nothing like that has ever lived on our planet at some point in history. I think that it's fun today to daydream or have TV shows and all those things. It's fun to imagine. It's fun to let the imagination go. And sometimes I'm as guilty as everybody of watching TV shows that they're looking for Sasquatch. I don't know what that means, but I don't think he's out there, but I'll watch the shows.
I included that one, that little bit, just because I thought it was funny. It was cute. Because, like, and it's so obvious that he's not really into the paranormal because he called it paranoia activity. Yeah. Like, he said that. And then caught himself, was like, man, that's not right. But did not correct it.
Right.
Our next one is the NASCAR Busch Series took place at Chicagoland Speedway in Joliet, Illinois. You spelled it Joliet. That's how it was spelled.
Okay. But you're saying Joliet. So
Joliet. Joliet.
It looks like Joliet because
I'll say Joliet.
Yeah.
For the Tropicana Twister 300 on qualifying day, Todd.
Not even going to help you.
Zaghetti was beginning his qualifying run when he saw a huge orange balloon about the size of a 3-story building coming straight for him. He dove to the bottom of the track and narrowly missed the orange. Not spooky, but I did want to include it because I thought it was funny. But the orange was part of a promotional event for Tropicana, and it had broken loose from its tethers due to high winds.
That's funny.
But it did kind of set the tone for the race, though, because race day was plagued with strange occurrences. Anyone who was in the lead would find themselves out of contention within a few laps. Bobby Hamilton Jr. led the first 5 laps before his motor blew up. Matt Kenseth dominated the next stage before making an unscheduled pit stop due to an unidentified vibration in his car. Mike Bliss was looking like a shoo-in for the win until he blew his motor. Mike Wallace was at the top, but he ran out of fuel on the final lap. And Justin Labonte took the lead, and he was a journeyman driver who scored his one and only victory that day. This seems like one of the only races in NASCAR history where you did not want to be in the lead. Like, anybody who was in the lead had some shit going on.
Right. All right. So Brittany wrote this episode, and I'm going to read it as she wrote it. She threw this one in here just because she liked the story, even though it's not spooky vibes, but she guarantees that she would have been freaked out. In 1956, the 37th round of the 1956 NASCAR season took the field to the Tulsa Fairgrounds for the inaugural NASCAR race in Oklahoma. This ended up being the only race at that track. A few laps in, the dry and brittle track surface began to break apart. The heavy stock car tires churned away at the surface until it was a fine dust which settled around the track. The thick fog clouded the vision of the drivers. 34 laps into the race, Lee Petty realized that every driver on the track was in danger should an accident occur, and he reacted quickly by pulling into the pits, running to the flag stand, and waved the red flag and ended the race permanently. His actions saved lives, and the entire race was scrubbed from the NASCAR record books.
Yeah.
All right, so I demanded that I do this next story.
Yeah, you wanted this one, so...
I'm just going to put it out there that much like most everybody who has ever been a NASCAR fan, I have always been a huge Dale Sr.
Race Hill, praise Dale.
Matter of fact, growing up playing sports, if I had the choice in number, it was always number 3.
Yeah.
Always.
I like that.
So this next one is the ghost of Dale Earnhardt?
Question mark?
Daniel Asif I'm assuming that's how you would say it, faced charges of attempted murder, driving under the influence, and battery with a deadly weapon after he crashed his vehicle on January 28th of 2022 on the Las Vegas 215 Beltway. In a court hearing, Asif told Judge Ann Zimmerman that Dale Earnhardt Sr.'s ghost told him to drive the wrong way on the freeway in order to get the mayor's attention, which would lead to NASCAR coming back to Las Vegas. First of all, oh my God, he's out there cutting trees.
Yep.
Y'all really need to put a camera in a better angle for this escapade. If a tree lands on my car.
No, he'd be careful.
Anyway, the judge noted that Asif reportedly had heroin and meth in his system at the time of the crash. Prosecutors were asking for a $200,000 bail and asked for alcohol monitoring and a ban on driving. The judge set bail at $500,000 and ordered Asif not to drive and called him a danger to the community.
How blasphemous.
Right.
To blame your negligence and your fuckery on the ghost of Dale Earnhardt Sr.
Right. So here's another Dale Jr. story. While we finish off another Dale Jr. story of an experience he had we will finish off with another Dale Jr. story of an experience that he had on the Dale Earnhardt Incorporated property. I had to build that club downstairs that you saw on MTV Cribs. It was black and purple. I had a big screen television. Sometimes I'd go down there and turn on a movie or something and sit down there on the couch. I went down there and sat down, and just the light of the television was all that was. Hold on. Let me reread that because I think it sounded weird. I went down there and sat down, and just the light of the television was all that was kind of, it was really dark otherwise. I look over my right shoulder. There are mirrors and stuff, and I swear that I saw a girl, probably late teens, early 20s, in a white dress like 1800s, standing pillar still. It wasn't light colored hair, it was dark colored hair. She was sort of transparent to about a degree of 30%. Like she was almost solid. First of all,
I was like, only someone like in a certain type of profession would recognize that it was a 30% opacity on this female standing there.
Couldn't see through her, but then it was just kind of faint. I mean, it was real as day. I freaked out. I was scared to move, and I don't have any. I had nothing else to do. Ever since then, or before that even was connected to that house, I don't know what that was about. It wasn't like something out of the corner of my eye. No, I looked directly at it.
Yeah. Him and his wife, that was from like a podcast that him and his wife did where they like kind of shared like ghost stories. And that was the one he brought to the table. There's also a NASCAR driver that is a ghost hunter.
Oh, yeah?
I didn't include him because it wasn't specifically, he wasn't doing like ghost hunts at NASCAR races, so I didn't include him.
Dwayne Ryder Zirkle.
Yes, that sounds right.
He's a hauler driver for the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series.
Yeah,
team.
That's right. He's a hauler driver. He's not like a...
He works as a certified paranormal investigator in his spare time. While retired driver Dale Earnhardt Jr. shared a personal experience of being saved from a fiery car. Oh, never mind. I was just continuing reading.
But yeah, so one of, somebody affiliated with NASCAR is also a ghost hunter.
He is, he even gives NASCAR.com a tour of a reportedly haunted clinic.
Oh, nice. Well.
Anyway.
I hope you enjoyed my little, getting my little redneck ghost story out of my system.
Listen, I've tried to talk her into getting Raise Hill, Praise Dale.
What do you mean talk me into it? I'm tall.
She said I'm done.
I'm into it.
Let's go.
Book it.
Oh, every time I move, this makes a noise. That's what that was.
Oh, okay.
See?
Yeah, it kind of like butts up against the wall, so I think it's the noise of it.
I was getting scared. I was like, oh no.
But it's definitely, that little bookcase is definitely anchored to the wall, so it's not gonna...
Let's make sure, let's anchor this
so
that...
Every one of them is anchored.
Thank God. I have PTSD.
And then that table's, it's anchored, it's not going anywhere.
I have to pee.
Me too. You've got our nonprofit.
Oh, what did I send? What? I don't have it. I don't have it, actually.
If you go to if you find the Facebook post, it's all listed there.
Let me pull it up on my phone. It'll be faster that way.
Yeah. My stomach's about to growl.
I'm getting there. I'm just going to go to our Facebook chat because I know I sent it there because you were like...
If anybody ever has any ideas about things, like if there's anything you want to hear about, anything, please let us know. We are doing our best. I do feel like, though, that there's some topics I would like to circle back around to that we did early on in the early days when we could only record for like 45 minutes that I would like to do like a deeper dive on. I would really like to like do like a revisited series or something in the future. But
so our nonprofit for the month of September, because September 21st, I believe, is like World Alzheimer's Day or whatever, is the Alzheimer's Association. The link that we've provided may be specifically for the Tennessee branch, but it gives you access. It gives you access to the whole
whatever
state, whatever you want to do.
And the donate link works for just the general association.
So I feel like that in and of itself doesn't need any explanation. It's the Alzheimer's Association. They're working to find a cure. And that is a disease that is, that does affect quite a few people. I have witnessed the effects of it. I've lived through losing loved ones or a loved one from it. The older my mother gets, the worse, the more I'm like, she got it too. Honestly, the older I get, the more I'm like, I got it too.
I also have like a running theory that like it'll take time for this to like come to fruition. But I have a theory that because of the use of AI and like the way that a lot of people use it, that we will start to see Alzheimer's and dementia diagnosis
more often.
Well, earlier. I think like late 30s, early 40s.
Possibly,
we'll start seeing it as a result of.
I think, and it's crazy because it's not always the same thing. It's not always just,
right. Sometimes it's genetics. Sometimes it's just.
It just happens.
Yeah.
And it's scary. And I am a firm believer in, doing like, there's game apps that you can get on your phone that helps you, keep your brain a little bit more.
Word searches, Sudoku puzzles.
Yeah. I've been having an issue here lately of not being able to find the words that I'm trying to say. And it's kind of scaring me a little bit.
Yeah.
My mom's just getting old and she forgets about things.
Yeah.
And I love you, Mom. If you still listen. My sister listens. Don't tell her I'm talking shit. Actually, I don't care. You can tell her. But yeah.
Well, I think, just as human beings, we know a lot of words, and sometimes some of them are very difficult to pull from the rafters of our brains.
Listen, it's just everyday normal words for me here lately. It's been so bad.
I mean,
especially if I've got any kind of emotion going into the statement that I'm using, which, you remember? Only Jesus can judge.
I think about that at least once a year.
So apparently he got frustrated or something and couldn't come up with a word and like stuttered the other day at his job.
Yeah.
And my child laughed at him about it. And he was like, I see you laughing. And like, that's all. I almost was like, when you go see him the next time, you should be like, only to Jesus. And he'll lose it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
follow us.
Facebook,
Instagram,
TikTok,
YouTube.
Email us at wondersofweird@gmail.com. Okay, bye.
Bye.
I have to pee.
Me too.
Real bad.